Martin Network Radio.
KFC is so good, they deliver on both sides of the island. Order online at www.kfc-xxm.com and have your favorite KFC menu items delivered right to your doorstep. Choose your favorite piece of KFC, from spicy wings to your favorite combo or other delicious items. Yes, you can quickly make your order at KFC without standing in line. Order delivery at www.kfc-xxm.com. KFC, finger licking good.
The voice of St. Martin Network Radio. The source for local and international news, weather, and sports.
You gotta get my sign there to come from. PJD2 102.7 FM and your simulcast on 1300 AM. Pleasant good morning. It's Saturday, May 31st in Sunshine City. And I'm Antonio Vendrin in here with you for the full hour with your weekly dose of sporting news and interviews. This weekend, this morning, the rain, it was raining. So no cycling went down, but at the start of the program, I want to start off by extending my condolences to my good buddy Joseph the Cream Holloman on the passing of his dear mom. May her soul rest in peace. So from Sports Forum here, we wish you all the best and much strength to you and your family. Also to Joe. You know, Joe has been, really there taking care of mom for all these years. So Joe, much strength to you during these difficult days, man. All right. So with that, no cycling went down this morning, but we got a lot of action-packed program for you here this morning with some interesting guests. And if time permits, we're going to give some updates as there's a lot of action also going down. Softball, basketball action going down here on St. Martin. Everything, the month of May seems to be a hot month for activities. So everyone rolls out their activities in the month of May. But with us in the studio back, we're going to talk. Last week we spoke about basketball, the the high school tournament, and we had some vets in the studios here with us. And this week, again, we're going to talk interview that was supposed to take place a little earlier, so apologize for that. But we're going to talk this week to the president and coaches of the Soualiga Youth Basketball Association, and they just concluded their youth tournament. That was a smashing success for 2024-2025, and we're going to get all the updates because the president, you could call him the president. No, by now, right? The president, Jamal Newton, is in the studios here with us. Jamal, pleasant good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning, and thanks for rebooking us and having us in.
Yeah, definitely. So he also brought along the champion coach from the St. Peter's Ballers, Mr. Martell, right? Martell. Welcome back to the program, because the other day I was going through some of the old videos. I saw you was here before. So this is the second time on the program. So welcome to the program. Mr. Newton, you just concluded what can be considered another successful season of Soualiga Youth Basketball. How are you yourself feeling about the way how things are going up until now?
To be very honest with you, excited. We're growing on a yearly basis. I know not to sometimes it's not what I really want, but we are growing. And you will hear also from our coaches in terms of the growth, one of the areas where we're growing is team participation. Every year we're having more and more teams. We're taking strategic moves and getting kids to join in basketball and stuff like that. And that has been working pretty well. This year, our finals, like how we did it, especially with the U18, we gave everybody a chance to participate, because everybody was so excited about it, And in the U13 category, we see there's some up-and-coming talent there. And then there's the U15 category where Mr. Martell, Mr. Hartley's going to explain to you guys shortly how his programs started. They started from the bottom. Now they reached to the top, and they are really it's really good to see because the entire area is really doing, St. Peter's area is really doing good in terms of basketball.
So you spoke about growth in the number of teams. Tell us how many teams you have in each category, and which categories are, does the Soualiga youth basketball host?
Okay, so we basically cater from, we could say U20 and under. But this year we only had 3 categories in terms of the U13, U15, and the U18. In the U13, we grew from just having 2 teams last year. This year a new team came in. And the U15 we had 3 teams, and the U18 we had 6 teams. So every year teams are coming on board for our season.
Okay, let's go over to Mark. Now, as Jamal mentioned, you're from the St. Peter's Ballers basketball team. Tell us how did how did you start putting together that team from St. Peter's area? Because last week, coincidentally, we had Robert Pontiflet here. We know that St. Peter's have a rich history in basketball teams.
Right. I started it on my own. I take it upon myself to just train a group of kids to make a basketball team from the area, and it worked out good. It worked out in our favor because we start 3 years ago. The first year we win the championship. The second year I had to divide the team into 2, so that the league could have more teams in the category. We didn't win that year. We come shy of the championship, and then this year we put the team back together for the U15.
Working with kids from the district like that, is the interest high amongst the youth for basketball in the St. Peter's area still as it was before?
The generation changed, to be honest, and I noticed that a lot of the kids don't have a mind of their own. So when they see certain children doing it, then they would gravitate towards.
So you got influencers.
Yeah, that's some influence.
So if an influencer join, then you got 10 people who want to join. Okay, so that could be good. That could be definitely good and positive. But over the years, with the basketball court there, because I think that's one of the biggest advantages from St. Peter's, where St. Peter's is out in front right now. I think they're maybe one of the few that have a good functioning basketball court in the district right now, because that's key. So now working with the youths from the districts like that, because we see a lot of people shying away actually from taking on this type of responsibility. Tell us a bit how you have managed to become so successful, handling a group of.
I'm young, so most likely I know what the young people want to hear, what they don't want to hear, what they would want to do and not want to do. So I just do a lot of explaining so that they understand why they're doing what they're doing. Not make them feel like they're just coming for nothing. Just give them opportunities to present themselves. Just train them in a certain way so that they don't feel like they're wasting their time. Everything have a way of doing it, and the way I do it, it working.
No, I think it's not a secret. For example, there's other teams that are better organized, in the past, like better organized with uniforms and stuff. Does that affect the youth, for example, when they look up at the performance, for example, Performance Sports Academy, and
I always tell them, we didn't come here to watch nobody. We come to do our job, and when we done the job, we're going to leave. Done. We didn't come to watch and criticize and none of that. We lose, we go home. We win, same thing. We come here for a job, when it's done, we go.
Now, Jamal, you take over the stewardship of the Soualiga Youth Basketball. There's, you managed to grow the categories. What are some of the challenges that the organization faced this year in pulling off this tournament?
Sorry. One of the challenges, of course, is always finances. Finances is always a challenge. We work with NSI. They have been a backbone to us in terms of working with us. They give us the best rates that they can, and we collect from our teams. And sometimes we do have individuals who would come in and pop in and help. Hey, can I contribute something to you guys? And now we're in the off season. We are already targeting companies in terms of giving them packages. Hey, listen, you want to give back to the youths? Take a team. So right now we have some individual who are willing to help pay for the usage of the facility for us once it's back on track, of course, because we're targeting January to restart. And so we have some individuals, they're willing to pay for that. We have 2 companies already joined us in terms of, hey, I'm going to buy uniforms for a team. So right now we got uniforms. We need teams.
Well, based on the subsidy policy, would the Soualiga Youth Basketball qualify also for subsidy from the
yes
to be able to run a grassroots program?
Yes, we do qualify for that, and we have to reshuffle our board in terms of having individuals that can assist, but not only assist for two months, because our season goes at least 4 to 5 months. We're looking for a commitment in terms of at least 3 years from you, where you can assist in terms of helping with the subsidies requests and other little functions that we have that can help the league grow smoother.
Now, pertaining to, for example, basic things like scoring and refereeing, how have you guys been able to manage with that during the season? Because I know that's sometimes a challenge. And
in the past, table officials has always been a challenge. So we took a different approach in that, in terms of approaching the high schools. So we have the high schools who have their community service programs. So their children would come in and register with us and do their community hours. I think one of them or 2 of them also have assisted the PSA in their high school tournament, so they grow fond to it, and there's a sense of them giving back, and they like doing it, because I sat once to try to do the shot clock and the clock. And,
you can't multitask like that.
But in terms of that, we do have a very good supporting referee cast also, that they're always coming out, and we never can say we don't have any referees. We always have 1 or 2 for sure, and we've tried our best to make sure we always have 2 referees there for every game. So we have a nice schedule that we rotate, and we do compensate them somewhat. It's not to the most, but they're willing to accept that and work with us.
Now, you mentioned the next season is going to start in January next year. Is the season long enough and both of you could answer this, for the good development of basketball? Is a 3 months, 4 month season long enough to secure good development of talent on St. Martin?
You want to go first?
To be honest, I'm just happy the kids getting to play and the sport getting back alive on the island. It don't matter how long it is, once they get a chance to play. Because once they play, they get in a chance to not do craziness, not get themselves in trouble. They focus on something. So to me, no matter how long, once they get a chance.
And for me, I would say we need more games. I like his approach in terms of keeping them off the street and keeping them in a positive environment where because you pass on that court 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, there's always children on that court playing basketball. So it's going to grow. So we partnered this year with the French league.
Okay.
So we're gonna give the teams them the opportunity to play over there.
Okay.
Also. So that's gonna increase more games. But again, it's a meeting that we have to have. We just had a meeting with the French side, and they're in agreement with us that because some of their teams came over to play. So now we want to give our kids
for half of the year over here.
Right. To play with that.
Because you see it, for example, when you come at the beginning of the season, you see you see the youngsters, they adapt into the rules and regulations, but when you come back at it later down, you see over the course of the season how they have developed, and I think one of those transformations I think we saw indeed with the St. Peter's Ballers. I think the first time the under 19 team or the under 20 team that won the championship.
The first year was the U13.
Yeah, but this year
was the U18.
The 18,
the U15 and the U18 champions came out of the St. Peter's area.
For me, when you compare that team at the beginning of the season compared to how they finish off, you could see I saw a definite transformation of the youth. So from there, my question about the length of the season, because you really see the development, and you would want to maintain them, that momentum.
And to add to that, those 2 coaches, Martell and Daniel, who you'll meet shortly, they are currently in the MBA coaching program.
Okay.
So you can see the differences with them playing. The U15 they've been playing a couple of years together, right? 3 years, and you can see their difference in playing together. The chemistry that they had, they basically dominated the league. And the U18, they started off the year rough, as you mentioned, but when it came to the playoffs, they were the underdog in every seed that they had. Every game they had, they were the underdog, but they capitalized on playing good together.
Now, Mark, Jamal mentioned the NDB coaching program. Tell us a bit, what does that entail for you guys as who are participating in it, and what's the experiences with it up until now?
Well, for the little finishing touches that we didn't know about concerning coaching, we get in those.
It's an online program?
Yes. Okay. Getting a lot of experience through having conversations, through reading the portfolios they send for us to read, and it's really good. And forcing to finish it. I need that finish.
So how long is the course?
I think it's until October, November.
Yes. Okay.
And it's also a collaboration of the other sister island has some coaches. So every island was able to submit some coaches.
And it's level 2, I think. Right?
Yeah.
You don't have the level 1 already.
So how does it work? Online, you have to log in individually, or there's
we're online on the video chats and everything, and discussing different parts of.
So what are some of the key things, for example, that you would say that made a difference for you this year in the season, having been participating in a training like that?
I learned more organized training. I learned more how to deal with kids personally, because they have a lot of things that when you read it, just realize that you're doing wrong yourself. So you fix those little things to make yourself better. Yeah, it's really good, really good.
Okay. Well, radio listeners, if you just joined us, of course, we're in tune. You're in tune to Sports Forum here on PJD2 102.7 FM. I'm Antonio Ventrin. My guest this morning in the studios with me are representatives from the Soualiga Youth Basketball Association. Want to shout out, of course, to pleasant good morning to the man Mark Richardson down there in Belvedere. How you doing? Clavis Henderson, always locked to the program. Pleasant good morning to you. Shout out to Super Dave up there in St. Peter's, man. Nice, always locked to the program. Haven't seen my buddy Julian Richards, the tops, logged in as yet, but most probably he's going to join a bit later down. Of course, as you know, there is presently we have the ABCS tournament ongoing. There are 2 ABCS tournaments. You have the 40, I think the 40 plus you'll call it, where you got 3 teams from St. Martin down and Curacao participating in that event. Based on the reports I've seen, and I'm hearing we got the controllers out of St. Martin, the team from Ashton Lake, the Blade controllers are down there, and they're always in the ABCS, so they're down there and on Curacao. And then you got as well, you got Sluggers, that's the team of the Van Heinigen brothers. You got Anicio, coached by Tony Arndell. They're down there in Curacao as well. They won their first game against Sluggers out of Aruba. But then, of course, they went up against, after that, I saw a game yesterday where they were up against the Swift out of Curacao. Swift is definitely one of the stronger teams from Curacao, and Sluggers went down to them. No information on how, I haven't received any information on how controllers and superstars, the team of Jamal Newton, you got Lamar Livingston, and that team is managed by Francis Franken. Well, he's the owner of the team, of course. And haven't seen any postings from them. Haven't been able to get an update from them on what's going on. So Lamar, if you're listening, give us a update on what's going on. Send me something so that I can announce that. We had last week with us Mr. Omar Bogatui, who talked about his high school basketball tournament. That tournament concluded last night. I'm not seeing the any official update as yet, which on the Facebook page, which high school won that tournament. I don't know if you guys know.
MPC.
MPC won it. I'm hearing here from Newton. So congratulations to the team of MPC. MPC, but MPC should be able to feel like 3-4 teams. They're somehow the
Yes.
the biggest school in that regard, and they always have best gyms. So MPC is pretty strong where that comes in. So Jamal, looking back at the season now, what are some of the plans? You mentioned the meeting with the French side. What are some of the other plans that you guys have to develop the league further and advance basketball and youth basketball on the island?
So we have, like I said, we've been partnering with some of the neighboring islands in terms of getting some ideas and stuff like that. One of the approaches that we want to do is we want to be able to give other communities a chance to join the program. So we have targeted 2 districts where we met with the community councils for them. For that's Dutch Water, and we're going to meet with one of the community councils over the hill. Okay. So we're giving Dutch Water, Belvedere, all the neighboring districts in that area to join together to form a team. Again, I just recently completed a training in the U.S. Virgin Islands in terms of how their program is. They have a very successful youth program, and they travel the world, with different levels from the U7, U9 and stuff. And one of their approaches is that they go into the communities, because now we have communities. Some of our communities do have basketball courts, but we have some that are not really up to speed. And as you know, there's some renovations going to be occurring.
Definitely.
And one of the things that they do is they create small miniature courts in terms of the lines. Very interesting. They create the lines, and then they just bring one of those portable rims and just give clinics, and that generates the interest. So then they have that go into their school programs, and then they join into their clubs and stuff like that. So those are some of the projects.
But that's how we played back in the days, on small courts. We didn't
We
didn't have those big courts.
And then one of the things too that I learned there was you have parents that bring their children into programs, and they train 2-3 times a week. But for your child to be successful in that basketball, it's beyond training, but you have to be able to give them that feeling of going onto courts and having that interaction. They learn, because a lot of us who play basketball, a lot of the stuff that you did, you saw it on TV, you went and tried it on a court. So if you combine that in a structural environment for you, your child will be more quicker successful, because what progress is my child having? 2 times a week is generally not enough.
Not enough.
And it's even showing up in our leagues right now, because our top teams, all of their players play outside of their training, and it speeds up your development.
Now, you mentioned going into the districts and targeting the councils. The discussion started already, or that still has to take place? And you mentioned Belvedere. I know a good friend living in Belvedere. He used to play basketball, man. Mac, start a team down there, man.
we have already started the talks. It's now basically how do we set up the time frame. Siva is like a little baby to me, but I do have a full-time job also. So it's us now working with the community councils in terms of having them join on board. Like I said,
is it any big effort that is needed? What basically, when you want them to get a team? So what are some of the things that and based on your trip to the Virgin Islands, what are some of the things that the communities need to put in place to them?
They just need to announce it into their communities, and we go in, and we then set up. We give you a chance to meet some of the coaches. Okay. We have these exhibitions of games and give you some drills to do and stuff, so to generate their interest. I don't know if you follow WNBA basketball.
Not
Miss Boston that plays and things in the Indiana Fever. She's from the Virgin Islands. Okay. And one of the things that they used to do, they went in the communities to get these kids, And one of the things that we're pushing hard this year, along with the friends that is, we're allowing girls to play for free. Okay. You do not have to pay anything. You can just come in. You can join. We're trying to create girls' teams where girls play by themselves. We have some really good girls playing. I think there's a girl from the PSA, Ruth Paul. She plays amongst the boys and she trains hard. But you see the benefit of her consistently training on a daily basis and interacting with the game as much as possible. But we're trying to get new kids in now you know, because the more we get in, the more successful it is for us.
But there was some female tournament or girls tournament a few weeks ago.
There's a her way. I think it was 3-on-3
Okay.
basketball. So it was very. I wasn't on an island during that tournament, but from what the feedback that I got, it was very successful, and I think St. Martin did well during that tournament.
All right, let's go over to our guests. Another guest here joining us. I think the first name is Daniel, right?
Yeah.
He's from the St. Peter's Ballers, the champion, the under 18 champion team for 2025. It's 2024 or 2025?
2025.
2025. So, Daniel, welcome to the program. How are you doing?
I'm doing good so far. I'm glad to be here.
Now, you became champs with your team this year, and tell us a bit about the team and how you guys were able to accomplish that feat, because I think you had a big challenge going up against the blue and the white squads from PSA. So let's start off with your team. How did you put the team together from the St. Peter's Ballers?
Well, mostly in St. Peter's, we have a lot of kids who like to play ball. So when we put them together, Coach Martell had them done playing in a season or two before. Then they said, boy, we need a bigger category because now these kids gone up in age.
They get older, yeah.
They said, let me go to U18 and he gonna go to U15. So I got it on board and said, hey, a new coach here, I want to do something here. Let's get it together. Some of the players said, you know what? I just see you around. I believe in you. We're going to get the boys. We're going to recruit some of them.
Yeah, tryouts or just
had,
walk on? Yeah.
No, we had tryouts. So some of them call their friends and everything. They come together and we start training. At the beginning, we had a whole set, and then...
How much times a week you guys are training?
3 times a week. So Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And then we go on there, and then I see the style of play. Because every time I go auditorium and see how this and Martin, everybody playing the same style. So I do a little research and thing, and I say how we could switch up our style and play different. So we went ahead. I trained them, and some of the boys like, what? This ain't the style for me. And some of them drop out, and then the core guys who stay there.
So when you say the style, what would make a player not want to play a certain style? Is it they don't want to play organized ball, or what are we talking about exactly?
Because they want to play one-on-one, dribble the ball, coming up court.
Okay.
Running gun. So we running, you passing ahead, opening up in spaces, get to your spot before the defense, set up and everything. So I like to let them run and go back in defense one time. We ain't just disco and then we just Charlie. We gotta be on them, pressure from court, start to finish. So that is style we play, and some of them like couldn't take that styling done and it done. So the ones who stay there, now I start honing the skills and trying to let them know position less, because we ain't got no set point guard, we ain't got set center. Everybody could play every position once you know where to run in your space. We play that. Set the play, get a motion, and then we play our first game. We lose by 6, and they were like, it hurt them. And then we come back again the next time, we lose again. It hurt them again because we still wasn't locked in as yet. We ain't organized, we still figuring out here and there. Then the third game again, we lose again.
Wow.
And then they say,
so you were able to keep them motivated, get them back motivated back into the games after that.
That's the next thing. So I said, but I gotta figure out a way how to get them engaged, locked in, and focused and play for one another, not for them. So I put myself in it. I said, challenge I do one-on-one if I beat me and this and that, and they like it. Then we build the defense. So now they want to play defense to try to stop me. So they play the hardest, and then I gotta try to stop them to show them they can't pass me, they soft, things like that. And then we went from there, and then all of them said, okay, we buying in. Now all of them got this mentality. This is my space, I own this space, let me go. And then if I get beat, I know, because all of them were like, if my coach you don't cross me, I said, believe in your partner behind. But you gotta put in work first, and then he can just help you and say, okay, they step up to the challenge, they want to play the one-on-one, they did it, and then we went from there. Everybody locked in. They come to practice, and we.
So even after the 3 losses, they were motivated to practice.
Now that was it, because now they're hearing other teams bragging, oh, they're better than us. They boys don't like that.
So that generated their passion.
What? And after that, they turned into something. It was a miracle to watch them.
Now, before we gotta go to a break, but before we go to the break, tell us the names of your players so that people out there know that who are the players on the under 18 St. Peter's Ballers team.
So with the St. Peter's Ballers, we have TJ, we have Piccolo, one of the players here. We have our top dogs that I call him Jeremy. We got Gabriel, Tanicio, that's one. Who played the both divisions.
He was here. He's a boxer too.
Yeah.
He's
He's the one with all that energy. We gotta put in there. And we have Terry. I call him our craftsman because he got jump shots and all of those things. And who else we missing? Ray. That I call him a sharpshooter. I had to build confidence with him, but once he laid confidence, he got it locked. All right. We're going to go to a break. We're at a halfway point. We got to pay the bills and big up our sponsors, KFC. And we'll be right back. Stick and stay. Don't go anywhere, man. We'll be back after this short break.
KFC.
All right, we're back. We're back in the studios here of PJD2. We got a pack house here, man. And of course, we're highlighting the youth. We got some talented youngsters here. I know this young man. I know he face. I know he father. I think father was a ball player. He used to play with Trickers long time ago. I doubt if he know that. Morning. Welcome to the program. You know your father used to play with Trickers? He still got a uniform home? No, he traded away. All right, introduce yourself. Tell us your name.
Good morning, guys. My name is Michelet from SP Baller.
All right. And Michael, what position you play on the team?
Well, I play center. I try to push point guard, but I ain't reached there yet.
You want to move from center to point guard?
Yeah.
Why?
Center position boring.
Why? But the center position you control. You're supposed to control the whole defense and offense. Basically, most things supposed to run through you. Anyway, how it is no more.
Everybody want to be a point guard, and I want to be one too.
You want to be a point guard. So you want to follow the route. All right, let's go over to your teammate next to you here from the SP Ballers under 18 squad. I heard the first name is Jeremy, but introduce yourself to our radio listeners and our online viewers.
Morning, everybody. My name is Jeremy, and I just play ball.
Jeremy playing ball. What your last name is, man? So people know you. Who you know. Who you for? Tell the people who you for so people know who you for, eh?
I'm not from here, from Dominican Republic.
So how long you living here in St. Martin?
Since I was 6. So
and you don't still, how old you be now?
17.
And you ain't feel you from here?
Yeah.
So what position you play in the SP Ballers, Jeremy?
Power forward.
Power forward position. But you look more like the center.
I don't know, he the center.
So how was this season for you starting off? This was your first year playing organized ball? This is the first year you played organized ball in the Soualiga Youth Basketball Competition? Or you did that?
I used to play for Robbie Star as well.
Okay.
I used to play for Coach Dede for us before. And then I switched to Rabisal and now SP Battles.
Okay. So you changed a couple of teams over the years and developed. So how was the season for you, starting off this was your first year in the under 18 division?
No, I used to play U19 for Rabisal too.
Okay.
And U17.
Okay. So you had much more experience. And Michelet, this is your first season that you played in the league?
No. This is my third year, I think.
Uh-huh. Who you started off with playing it?
I started off with Robbie, then switched to SP. Cause I always wanted to play with SP, but they ain't had a team. You could say I would have first.
Well, Robbie and SP really too. Robbie from up that side. You can't move Robbie out of SP, man. He one of the original goats, even though he what you call it, he playing the practice in tongue, but he's one of the original. So you guys had a big challenge this year, using your first 3 games and then going up against the white and blue teams from PSI and then PSA, and then going up against. You played against Dede. You had on the 18 team as well, 2.
Yeah.
Wow. So what was the most difficult team to play against for you?
It was the final team we played against Dede.
Yeah.
That team had me tired in the first quarter already, bone by sweating.
Why? What make it their defense style? What make it? Yeah. The full court press. So how you guys managed to beat him still with that full court press? Because I know over the years he had a Performance Post Academy in the bag. They could have made bread when he put a press on them. So how you guys managed to break that? Let me go to your coach first, Daniel. How you guys managed to break that big hole that Dede had on that running that full court aggressive press, but. Listen, that press was so aggressive that when the coaches came in, I think the coaches came in, they didn't like that press too much. That press is really hard. So what was your strategy in breaking that?
The first thing first is get them into conditioning and have them pass the ball. And the point guard, he got to start off everything, because if we slack off, we're going to get trapped. Because once we pass the ball and you start like a lazy looking, they on you. So what we did first, I put the Jeremy to go corner. So as you get the ball, you go corner, then we send it back middle. And if we trap middle, we get the next swing to go, and then we run it.
Okay.
And then we always have a guy, he likes to sprint to that corner, and there we get him for the shot 23-point. So we just spread the court on them, so they can't clamp us on that trap. They
can't trap you, not trap. We can hear from Dede what went wrong for me just now, because you're right here in the studios with us. So Jeremy, the same thing for you, playing against the team from Phoenix, right? Phoenix was the most difficult game for you, or you didn't really have nothing difficult? Everything was just smooth.
I wouldn't say difficult, but the defense, they were playing like full court press and thing. We just keep turning over the ball, everything, until we find a solution to it. Blow by everything though.
Now, what's your favorite move when you're going to the hoop? Just to learn a bit more, tell listeners a bit more about your game. You said he's the power forward. From my days, we know some strong power forwards. But what was your favorite? How you to play that position? A lot of spin arounds, straight to the hoop. What's your play?
I would always make sure do my job still first, so I could set them up. If I see the blow back, I just go for it. If they drop on me, I just pass it out. Simple.
You had any dunks in the final on anybody?
Nah.
No? I think I saw you dunk a game, right?
I think for the All-Star game.
Okay. And Michelle, your favorite move when you're going? You ain't like to shoot a 3-pointer like everybody else, right?
I don't take it back. Me want your ball.
So what's your favorite move?
Like to get to the rim. In and out cross and like gone.
Now both of you youngsters, 17, 18. How you looking to develop your game further, and where you want to go with basketball?
Well, to me, I feel that as I reach 18, basketball is over, because I feel like it don't have higher than what we have now. Like, we only have U18, I done 18.
Yeah.
More majority of
so that means next year you can't play anymore?
No, our whole roster can't play next year, because we are all too old.
So you gotta make an under 21 then. Yeah, just come up there. I mean, I just straight into the area. You gotta make an under 21. I mean, to keep you guys involved. I mean, it's unfortunate I don't have you know. Let me hear the president on that because I put him on the spot.
In the past, we're capable of adjusting our brackets. We did do it. I think it was 2 years ago, where we did have a U19. We felt that it was not beneficial to the league because it was very not to the level that we expected. But I think it's something we need to discuss. You know,
as the youngsters get older.
Because again, that's where we're trying also with the sports federation to put in place a proper federation. We had meetings this week.
Okay.
In terms of putting that in order, because this is one of the situations where we are trying to work on in terms of when these kids reach 18, 19, and they're finished with SEBA, there's nothing after that for them, you know, and we have a lot of talent, you know, we want to continue.
We saw that in the business tournament, how much basketball talent is still running around here now,
you know, so those are things that we, like I said, every year we meet and we have to restructure because you can't keep it the same how it is every day. So we still have to discuss that amongst ourselves to see what direction we will be going into. Yeah,
hopefully the basketball federation itself would get itself back on track.
Yes. It was a very fruitful meeting, and it's working in the right direction in terms of getting everything put together. We're hopefully that by the end of this month we should have our elections. I don't want to go too deep into it because I don't want to share too much yet until the time is right. But it's working in the right direction.
Well, hopefully we get something back online for the veterans and for the youngsters older than, the youngsters who are graduating from the Soualiga. Dede, come in there a minute. Let's get Dede in here because normally Dede is a man that dominated the league.
Not anymore.
Over the past couple of years. and let's find out what it is. Welcome back to the program, Mr. Dede Michelet from the Association Phoenix, right?
Yes. Good morning, everybody, listeners. Thank you to have me this morning. Happy to be here with my brothers and so the president of SEBA.
Man, it's always a pleasure to have you in. Of course, we know your dedication and passion for the sport. Going back to your Killer Bees days, man.
Killer Bees, yeah.
Where it all started. Some day we were watching an old video from the Killer Bees against RSM. ICM online. So, the teams this year, how many teams did you have in the Soualiga Youth Basketball?
This year, I bring out 2 teams.
Okay.
Which means I bring a full team who was 13 and 14 years old, who I play with the U18 and also the U16, U17 category. So I had 2 teams. I separated the team.
Okay, you separated team. Normally it was one big strong team. You separated into 2.
Once I separated the team, it was 50-50.
50-50.
Yeah.
Now, how did the season go? How did that work out for you during the season? Because I can imagine now you have 2 teams to focus on instead of 1.
Well, it was a nice challenge to me, to the youths, all those those who 13, 14 years old. Because if I had keep one team, all of them weren't able to be playing. And through the fact that the decision board made that to bring up the U15 to challenge them, was prepare them to a bigger tournament that we have on the French side that we'll go to Martinique and Guadeloupe to play against. And also, it won't be unfair for them to be playing in the U15 category this year because the level wasn't that up to the par. And the level was good, but if I'll be honest, that everybody know if I put my U15 there, and it won't be the way I want. So I challenge them. And
so you put a U15 in a higher category?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was my best team this year. Yeah.
Now, that's definitely a big challenge for them, and you said you were preparing them. Now, the St. Peter's Ballers, they had some difficulties dealing with the St. Peter's Ballers.
Oh, they're my brothers. So we work together as brothers, like how we say. I remember the first game, before they played the first game, I was on the court, watch them training, give them some tips, give them some ideas. I get Andy back 24/7, and I come watch it. He's supposed to be the dominant face of the SEBA this year, but he was playing like a little shy,
Not up to his potential.
until
Not
I
up to
get
his full
scared,
potential.
and things that they give me the opportunity to go talk to them, be with them, and they listen. And now he changed the game to the way he's supposed to. But he said he got a lot of talents. He got a lot more to go.
I see him playing. He definitely got a lot of talent to grow and he have the right height. So you know,
he's a team leader. The team will look up to him. When he play good, the team win. When he play bad, they struggle. So we had a big challenge with SP Ballers this year because, like I said, I break the team. So my U15 give him a better run than the U normal 17 team.
oh,
Yeah. And the saddest part about K, I had to face Dede in the semi-final. And my U15 team, I just come from the tournament, but the legs were dead. They had no legs. And through the game, before halftime, I went to them. I asked them, because I think they were up by 10 or 8 points, they were leading. And I asked my guys, listen, I could stop the game right now. Because I know they say, Coach, no, we're going to continue. And we play them full court press, and we lose by game, what, 2 or 3 points?
I think it was 3.
Yeah, we lose that game last minute. We had chance to win it still. But SP were more wanted this year. This is a team was like down to earth. They never, when they're up or when they're down, they don't put on the head. I remember a game they played against PSA, they were down by 20 points or something like that.
15 points.
15 points.
2 minutes.
And they come back and win that game.
well, tell us about that game, Daniel. You know, that's definitely an interesting game. Down by 15 points with 2 minutes remaining. That's an amazing turnaround. I mean,
Well, studying Omar them changed the game plan on us. They were
when you say they change your game plan on you,
they were now beating us from the back. The problem was with Jeremy, he liked to pick up quick. So when they beat our top, he now picking up, and then they had
okay. So when they bring down the ball and the point guard go out or the guard go out,
they were beating
and they
up
beat
on that.
him, he got to step in to pick up on the weak side, and then they passing down low.
Yeah, and they had this number 7. He was cleaning up all the rebound and just going back up with it, going back up with it. And I said, boy, so we just up figuring out what to do. Then I said, okay, you know what? I put TJ. I said, TJ, this man is yours. Don't worry about nothing else. Just focus on him and box him out. TJ did that. Now Jeremy now step. So now when Jeremy go step up now, TJ now collecting the rebound and just sending the foul, and we go just running it. As they come down, we trap. Once we and I was just saying, I want this guy with the ball. Just trap. Once this next point guy got the ball, we know he ain't going right. So we lock on his right side, and from that on we just hold the pressure on them. And the fault too, what help us to against PSA White, we had silly mistakes that we having a fast break and our guys them ahead. And it wasn't passing the ball ahead, and they tried to drive in, they caught a chance, and that's how we are lose to a PSA White, the same man or two.
Okay.
Then we end up with that same situation with PSA Blue, and I was happy when the players them switched the mentality and was just passing the ball ahead.
So instead of trying to force the drive, pass it off.
Hit it to the pass, especially I tell him, yo, you gotta demand the ball because you always sprint there and get there. So once he get out 2 step, nobody can stop him in that. So he'll fly down that court, and they were hitting him in there, and from there on.
What makes you so passionate about coaching, man? I asked Dede the same question because I see you guys light up when you talk about coaching in the game, man. What makes you so passionate about this?
It's just sometimes I just I like sports, watching sports growing up, and I play basketball too when there was no limits, and we had our glory days and everything with Bosby and all of them. And then when I go in the court, I see someone calls them dead, and all these youths, I just see them hyped. Sometimes when I ask how old you be, the man 15 and he done like a skyscraper. I said, I said, but let me just see if I could get into it and play with them, and from there there's a better connection. And just love them.
They did the same question for you, man. What makes you and keeps you so passionate about this day in, day out? You just mentioned you went to the tournament in Guadeloupe. I know that tournament is usually a big tournament that puts a lot of pressure on you. What keeps you so passionate about the game?
It's the youths. The way you can help a youth. And I know that through the sport you can make it out there. And I had the opportunity to also too. So being with the youths them every day and let them know how far the sport can take them, and that's give me the passion to go them every day. That I could change a child's life just being on a basketball court.
Definitely, yeah. Great.
And you know, I just want to chime in on that. One of the pleasures of working with these guys, the St. Peter's coach, the Performance Sports Academy coach, the Phoenix coach, the Thunder's coach, they're all youngsters. They're young guys, you know. We basically had to revamp the whole coaching environment. And they're all young and they are sharing. They share with each other. So we got like what, 3 or 4 group chats where we share information, and I notice now they're starting to train the younger ones, you know. So it only benefits the league and the island, you know. And I like that with them.
Definitely. We got Martell back with us here. Martell, same question. What keeps the passion alive for you with working with the youth? Same question I ask Daniel and Dede. What keeps you such a passionate coach?
I love sports from small. From 4 years old, I playing baseball. Then when I make 10, I start to play basketball. And I always was a generator for every sport I play. So from small, it's in me. And I'm happy to be a coach today. And I'm happy to be getting the progress that we just be getting, doing what we do.
You going back baseball? Baseball starting soon? Yeah, you're going back baseball.
I'm supposed to be in person now with the ABC, but I ain't trained, so I say
you're bother with that. Let's go over to Mr. Lake here. Now, you guys, how much times per week how much hours per week you to put into practice to be able to, develop your game?
Why, Coach had a power and most of like we used to come a little late and thing. So I check in by. I used to maybe try to reach there first. So we used to practice from 6 to 8. But sometimes after we practice, we put a little 3-on-3, 1-on-1 and thing. Instead of tell maybe 10, 11, talk to our coach and thing. And yeah. For
the coming year, what? Because you went through 1 year now. You went through this year. You won the championship. What skill you would want to develop more in your game to make you a better player for the coming season?
Well, as I said, I want to be a point guard, but everybody's dream will come true.
So how you working on becoming that point guard? Because I mean here in St. Martin, we look at it as crazy, but you got a height that you really could be a point guard. If you go internationally, you got a height of a point guard. So how you working on yourself to make that a reality?
Well, you see now, I just saying that I ain't put in the work yet.
Hey, it's a good thing. You're an honest fella, man. Yeah, admit that. Jeremy, the same question. Come there, give Jeremy the mic. For this season, what skill you would like to develop a bit more so that you could become, improve your game?
I would say my finishing, like dunking on everything, and my shooting. For example, like threes and pull up mid range.
So how do you work? How would you work to improve that? Because we hear the NBA, some players say that after practice they shoot like 100 balls and stuff like that.
No, we don't do that. For example, when we don't have practice, my coach will pick me up. We'll go mid range on court. We'll put up shots and practice everything though.
Okay, so you're working on that, but you still could play one more year in the under 18 because you said you're 17, right?
Yeah, by making 18 this year.
So you can run out of time. Now, Jamal, we got Dede here. What's the plan? You spoke about something for the champion teams that won in the league. What is it? What does the organization organize for the champions?
Okay, so in the past, like I said, finances was always a challenge for us. We had some people that we reached out to, and we're gonna be hosting our award ceremony for the teams.
Okay,
we did it at the beginning of the season, right? In the past, but we want to do it to give it to them before we start the season. So we already are in the process of that. So we're gonna finalize that. I think it's gonna happen in June. We're also going to be honoring some of those who contribute to our league. And I mean, as much as you are here every Saturday, but anytime I call and I ask you, you always tell me to come in. So we want to honor you and some other companies that assist us as much as possible.
Now, does the championship team, did they win a right, for example, to represent the association in any tournament or anything like that?
Well, yes, there are several invitationals that we're going to be getting into, but we're trying to, like I said, I don't like to believe in doing things for 1 year. You know, I want it to be a long-term continuation. We are being invited to the U.S. Virgin Islands, you know, so again, funding. And there are some other neighboring islands that have interest in us coming and visiting, you know, so we would always look to take either a U15 selection or a individual team, you know, to those competitions.
Those competitions. All right, and the plans for, you said before, the new season is going to start January next year, 2026. So for the rest of this year,
okay, so for the rest of this year, we basically have a calendar that we're going to be, like I said, reaching out to the communities, going out and trying to get more girls. You know, we have to meet with our teams before we close off in June, ending of June. That's when we say, okay, we're done for this year. But we're going to meet with them because we have some projects to put in place in terms of reaching out to the community. You know, business hoops have joined us now in terms of helping us promote the league.
okay.
You know, we have Island Paints. Like I said, they adopted a whole team. They bought 3 sets of uniforms to one team. You know, and we have MLB Barbershop. They contributed into buying uniforms for a team. So like I said, we have uniforms. We need coaches who we are willing to help you be certified. You know, and yeah, we have uniforms and we need players. You know, so we're gonna, like I said, with a community drive, we're gonna go out, reach out, and give you opportunity. We have our Facebook page, Soualiga Youth Basketball. You can always send a message if you need to get in, if you get your child registered and stuff. We're going to be posting some more individual interviews that we're going to do with the coaches, just to promote them and some of the players. You know, so there's a lot of stuff that we're going to be doing in the off season, just to promote the league more and get it more out there. You know, because like I said, we have these coaches doing a great job, and we want to support them as much as possible.
Now, what about stats, for example, and recognition? For, you mentioned the award ceremony, but you could give us any highlights on, for example, what categories you'll be recognizing the players in, and who are the nominees in those categories, for example?
So normally we don't do like individual stats, because we are not up to par in terms of stat collection. You know, on my trip in the Virgin Islands, I was privy to witness their program that they have, and they're willing to share that with us in terms of
so digital scoreboard,
all digital, and then it's easier for us to control how the players the shot attempts. There's a certain device that they put on the ball that helps you. It controls all of the actions on the game. It's all digital. You know, so it's a program that we have to pay for, but we're really looking forward into putting it, because we really need to generate the stats in case a coach or anybody wants to get these kids them off the island. We have information that we can share with them.
Okay, I got a question here from online. Any female coaches in the league?
No, we don't have female coaches. We have some individuals that are interested in coaching females. And like I said, that's an area we really want to help grow. You know, so we're still out there pushing it. You know, we're trying to find ways where all the coaches can help us with that. We have, I think it's Coach Dede. His daughter is doing great in France. You know, and she again benefited from constantly training amongst boys. You know, so but we have Ruth Paul also. But we have some more. We want to get more girls. You know, so we're planning to have a meeting with netball to see how we can get some of their girls.
The transition over.
Those girls got footwork, and they're doing a great job. You know, but I know Coach Lisa has a good program, so we want to see how we can introduce it to some of them. You know, so there's ideas out there for us to get girls back involved.
All right, we run on time, so we gotta give everybody their final word. Coach Martell, your final words in closing.
My final word is, for everyone listening, for everyone tuning in, help the kids stay off the road, keep them in a positive environment, push them to do sports, push them to stay out of trouble. Please.
Any word for the sponsors in the St. Peter's area who you guys looking out to them to support the team?
We'll be at the court today from 5 to 6 doing our registration. If anyone wants to give donations, we are open for that. For uniforms, for materials, to help the kids get ready for the upcoming season.
Any numbers they could contact you guys on if they...
Coach Daniel would be the contact.
Okay, we got get to here in a while. Let's go, Dede. Your final words really for today.
Yes, I just want to let you know that Dede and Coach Daniel and Coach Martell, what I'm doing right now this year is try to change the image of the sport of St. Martin. So we getting together to work as one. What I'm saying, right now I have a travel team putting in place.
Okay.
And we have several tournaments that we're going to attend to. And I don't want to be the one to be the coach. I want right now pass on the knowledge that I learned, people give me. I want to give to the guys, share with those guys, because I've been with them even before they was champ. Now
So when you say a travel team from the northern side or a combination northern
St.
southern
Martin
side?
team.
St. Martin team. So
right now we have a tournament that we got to attend to on the friend side, the 10th to the 13th of July.
okay, I
That
heard
we're
about that.
making
yeah.
one team, which means players from SP Ballers and Players Phoenix will be, and that's one St. Martin team. They ain't no friend side team, no, that's St. Martin. So Soualiga. At this tournament, I'm gonna be on the sideline taking stats. Those guys were gonna be the coach.
Okay.
So, and then we have our other tournament that in the first week of August that Idols host. Those guys gonna be the coach still. And I also have an invitation to Dominica and a U18 tournament that I'm looking forward to go to. If any sponsor want to sponsor us, we're free to open. If they could contact me, they know me, Facebook, they know Daniel or Martell. But right now, that's the image we're going, that's where we're going as a one St. Martin. I don't want us to be divided no more, because I've been in it, and right now, I think it's time for the change.
Well, you should be able to field stronger teams as well.
That's what we're doing.
Join forces from both sides.
Yeah, so far, so we're going to continue working. We're going to continue to support the youth in St. Martin, and hopefully that SIBA continue putting the organization and things in place so we can play. For sure, we're going to be much better next year, bigger, and those guys going to learn, because when you travel, you don't see a lot. And a lot of kids from St. Martin, they never travel. So once you travel, your head get bigger, and just like the coaches. So I get an opportunity to do it. I just come back from France 2-3 weeks ago. Again, my head get bigger.
Get more knowledge.
More knowledge.
Gain more knowledge and
But
experience.
I don't want to be on the sideline coaching no more.
Yeah. You want to pass on the knowledge.
Pass it on. And I'm so happy to work with those guys, with those youths. I will be hard on them. Keep in mind. That's the privilege I got. And by doing that, those guys think they will be doing the same thing as. So that's my final word. Please help us. We deal.
All right. Mr. Lake, your final words.
Well, as I was saying, like football, like hanging on final words.
I'll just thank everybody who make it. Thank everybody who.
Thanks for all the support. Thanks for all the sponsors. Shout out to my teammates Ray, Tyreek, Gabriel, Tanisio. Thanks for all the support, coach. Thanks for all.
All right. That's a good way to close off, man. Coach Daniel.
Yeah, to close off, I would like to thank the police, the fire department, and why I thank them because they bring the team to challenge our players and things, and that's something I encourage like other organization, business to come out to and engage with the youth, get to know the youth, to understand the youth.
Correct.
So I'd like to thank them. Also, I'd like to thank Accessible Adventure for sponsoring us with the uniform this year. We were struggling bad, and
I saw that in the beginning.
yeah, and they come in clutch and they help us, and we show them we shine for them. So
He's a basketball player from heart and soul, a force man from back in the days as well. So
yes,
good.
And also Coach Louis too, because he sit down with me and he watch the game, he break down certain things with me and tell me what to do and put them in place. So I also like to thank him too, because he to come. And also some of the veterans too, they see in basketball, they fire light up too, and they also like to come.
They come back here.
Yeah, so I'd like to thank them too, and also the parents them who to come there and support strong and battle for the team. So thank you all.
All right, Jeremy, come in here fast. Let's get your final words. Then we go close off with Jamal. Who you want to thank? Of course.
I ain't really got no final words, but I would thank you for the invitation here, for all of us here. Thank my coach, who was always there for us and things, training us hard to win the championship. And I also thanks my teammates for setting us up, everything.
All right. Hey, Jamal.
I know we gotta cut off.
You gotta close off here. We
Thank
did
you
the
again
music
for having
run.
us. Thank you for the coaches. And again, I see where I told you in the beginning, it's exciting and it's really going on the right track for youth basketball on the island. So thank you again, my brother.
All right, congratulations to you all, and thank you for being my guest here this morning. That's all we had for you this morning on Sports Forum, another exciting program. Be sure and visit and support the ABCS tournament happening at the Irwin Baco Richardson Little League Baseball Stadium. In closing, as I always say, I'm Antonio Venturin. Remember, God is great, and be happy with what you have while working for what you want. Take care. Until next week. Bye-bye.